And welcome to episode 6 of Finance Coach TV, you and your business's finance coach. Now in today's episode, we're going to start looking at assets. And in the previous 2 episodes, we've looked at what a balance sheet is and what a profit and loss is, and given a broad overview of what components make them up. Now we're going to start getting into a bit more detail of what those components are and examples of them. So in today's episode, we're going to look at assets. And assets are the first thing that appear on a balance sheet. And I'm not going to go into the accounting techno mumbo jumbo of what an asset is, but give you 4 points to help you define what an asset is. And also, the reality is 99% of the time, you're going to know what an asset is in your business, especially once we start going through a few examples. So let's have a look at what definition makes up an asset, or what an asset is by definition, should I say. It's a resource controlled and owned by the business. So the business has control of it and it has an entitlement over that asset. It can be utilized in the business or converted into cash. So some assets are actually used to help the business do what it does. And other times it's either cash or an entitlement to cash. It has a positive economic value. So that means, having a positive economic value means that, if it's worth $0 or less than $0, it's a negative, it's not possible for it to be an asset. And also, assets can be tangible, so touch and feel, or they can be intangible. Today we're going to focus on the tangible assets first of all, or examples of. Now, some examples of assets. Cash, so not just cold hard cash, but your bank balance and money you're entitled to from your bank. Debtors or accounts receivable, depending on where you are in the world, will depend on what you call them, but trade debtors and accounts receivable. People or businesses that owe your business money. So these are people who we've sold a product or service on credit and we're waiting for them to pay that. And that's going to be something we're going to focus a lot on because that's a huge challenge in a lot of businesses, making sure that their debtors pay on time or as soon as possible. Stock or inventory, again, depending on where you are in the world, will depend on what you call them. But stock and inventory relevant for retail businesses or construction businesses, businesses where they require materials to either create a finished product or to actually on-sell to a customer. Machinery. So as you can imagine, if you're an earth moving company, all the dozers and the machinery that goes into getting the earth moved, shockingly enough. Or if you run, let's say, a manufacturing business, the machinery to manufacture what you're doing as a business. Credit card. Credit card an asset? No, that's a red herring, that one. Credit card is not an asset. Because let's go back to our definition. Positive economic value. A credit card doesn't have positive economic value. It's either at zero or it's in credit. We owe the bank or the financier money. So that's a liability to the business. So bear that in mind, if something is of less than zero economic value, it cannot be an asset. It has to be a liability to the business. So there's some practical examples of what an asset is and a definition that you can work within your business. Now, the takeaway action for today is to look at the assets on your balance sheet and see look and see what's there and see if everything within there falls into the category of being an asset. And we're going to start looking at some strategies in the coming weeks to enhance your assets. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.